Right. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to take one of your buildings here. Preferably for this, it's going to work best if we do a rectangular building. And I'm going to show you how to use what's called a rectangular pattern. To give this building a little bit more lifelike features, I want to start adding some windows to it. Particularly, I'm going to concentrate on this upper tier of the tower. And the first thing I need to do is create a window. And I'm going to show you how to use the rectangle tool and extrusion to create a simple window frame. So I'm going to start a sketch over here on this side of my building. Again, we're not all going to have matching stuff, so you can choose a flat side of your building, but this is the canvas I want to work on. And inside here, I'm going to try to keep scale as a thing. Um, but this is more for the feature and understanding the feature. So don't worry too much about size. I'm going to choose a rectangle and make something of a window. And what I'd like to see you do is use offset and click on the window and just pull in a little bit until you have something that looks like a frame. Okay, so now I have this framed window and say okay. And I want to take this, I don't want to do this 100 times. So what I can do is use the pattern tool, right? So I'm going to finish my sketch and I'm going to extrude just the frame. And 0.02 inches looks like it's going to be pretty good for my building. And I'm going to say okay, right? And now I want to take this feature and I want to copy it this way and this way, making a rectangle pattern. So here we go. Up in the top of your ribbon in the pattern toolbox, you're going to see rectangular. And I'm going to go and select on that extrusion I just made. And let's face directly at it. Okay. And it's going to ask me to select a feature. That's why this is blue. And it's going to say direction 1 and direction 2. 1 is going to be left and right. 2 is going to be up and down. So I'm going to click on the arrow and zoom in on that window, and I'm going to click on any line that goes left and right. Okay, that's just my thing. I could choose the up and down vertical line, but I'm going to work left and right first. Now, this is implying that my pattern is going to go this way. So you see I have another window going to the left. Obviously, it needs to go to the right. So I'm going to just flip-flop the direction. Now, I want more than 2. So I'm going to say start off with something like 10. Okay. And now I have to figure out the spacing, and this is where you're just going to play with the numbers. So let me try like zero point 0.4, and that's going to be not enough. So let's go to zero point 0.3. Whoops. 0.3. 0.3 is looking good. All right. As a matter of fact, I got a little bit extra or a little bit less of a border over here. I'm not too worried about that for right now for this activity, but I could move this whole series over if need be. All right. So now I've got 10 windows going to the right. I want to put some windows going down to the bottom. And you see, if I've got 10 windows fitting to the right, and I've got more room going towards the bottom because it's not a square, I might do something like 12. So direction 2, choose this way. I'm going to use 12 windows, and I'm going to space those at 0.3. Let's go to 0.4. Okay, and that's going to be a little bit too much, so I'm going to go to 0.39. Still a bit too much, so let's go to 0.3. See how that works. Not enough. They're overlapping each other. So it's going to be somewhere between 0.39 and 0.3. So let's go to 0.35. 0.35 looks, they're still a little bit too close for comfort. 0.33, 0.32, 0.31. Maybe I'm going in the wrong direction here. 0.39. Okay, so what I'm seeing is I'm gathering my windows a bit too tall. So I'm going to reduce the amount of windows. Let's go to 11 and reduce the spacing, 0.38. Bring it right to 0.4. Right. And again, if I zoom in, I'm still not happy with that space. It's overlapping. So I'm going to bring this down to 10. Maybe I was wrong here because of the length of the window, and still got this overlap happening. Go to 0.41. So you see you're going to have to play with this a bit. And you could sit here and become paralyzed by analysis, but eventually you'll get to something you like. And I think I like this. I can move those. Excuse me. That looks pretty realistic to me. So I'm going to say 0.44 is where I'm at. So again, to recap this, you're going to select your feature by selecting the window. You'll determine the direction for the first row or column. You will place how many you want, and you'll place the spacing in between each one. I'm satisfied with this for this activity, so I'm going to say okay, and that's now going to give me all these rows of windows. All right, and for this portion, for this video, I'm going to leave it at that. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to transfer this over to another side.